Adams, District 1.
Thank you, Madam President. The usual problems in District 1, the usual problems. Much needed road repair on Walden from Dunham to Glenwood. Summit Road is also in desperate need of repairs. Sinkhole on Rowena still has a cone setting on it for months. Sinkhole on Longville for months. Catch basin missing on Longville. Called all these into the service department. I thank Tonya Black and Dennis Liu for doing a great job with the low manpower that we have. Those problems are the water department problems. And we're on the list. I can keep calm, Tonya can keep calm, Dennis. We're on the list. I don't know where the list is, but we're on it. And while driving through District 1, I'm happy to say that the high grass is under control. I had a report tonight from one on Palvern. But I drive through the district every day or every other day. I'm constantly looking. I give out a letter, and I'm proud of my District 1 residents. Our housing stock really looks good. There's some in need of repair. A few needs demolished. Those been on the list. So I thank my District 1 residents. And when you mentioned we're going to be like East Cleveland, guess what? The only one's going to make it like that is this audience, the residents. We have a responsibility to keep our houses up and keep our taxes up. And driving the roads, we have got better since winter. You might not think so. There might be 4 or 5 potholes here, but I remember when it was 10. For the amount of men, we're doing very, very well. And the service crew is working 150% on getting the rest of them. They will get them. Dunham Park, look well manicured. Some residents are also using the tennis courts, which didn't happen for a while. So I thank them. I thank Jim Lowe from the rec department. He gets a big thanks on that. So we're all working. Thank you, Chief. You did the residents, District 1, quite many favors in your job. Our oil wells situation, the fires that we had, the EMS, Johnny on the spot. Thank you, Chief, and your men. We're going to miss you. Word out about the meetings, constant. I didn't know about it. Whew. I go to KK. It's all in there. I put it out. I go to Drug Mart. See people in this house, see people over here, see a person over there. Talk about the meeting. On Facebook, there's 2 signs in town that notifies everybody when a meeting. We don't have a newspaper. Everybody knows there's not a newspaper. Neighborhood news, it's in there. I probably could go back for the last 7, 8 months talking about this and about the meetings. Residents have a responsibility to the city, their home. They have to take it on themselves, not leave it up to us and the mayor. We want to run the city like you want it. We are a part of it. Call us. Get on our Facebooks. Get on the websites. Take just a few minutes to review. You might not like Bill Bromley's, what do you call that? That website, the meetings on air. Go to it and review it. See what you think, but he's got on there when the next meeting. I got every agenda on there when it is. It's up to you just to punch him in and get him. If you can, have your daughter or your neighbor talk about it. This is very important. We need your input. We need your input. Not to stop us and say, why did you do that? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Because we thought it was best for you. You should have gave us our opinions. So please, spread the word. And Mayor, I talked to John Barnes last night, and he called also today. He's ready to talk to you. Anytime you call him, he's willing to talk to you. And we was talking about having forum on our problems. He said he would be there. Just give him the time and the place. So we're going to have one and to tell you about these problems. Jackie and I talked to it. We're talking about we'd like to have the citizens form a committee to get behind the levies. We don't like the levies. I don't like them one bit. But we can't sustain the cuts that we had. It was deep. A lot of money was taken from this city. And I'm not blaming anybody. Yeah, I am, Governor. $4 million. We're a bedroom community. There's no way we can make it up. There's no big corporations. I've said it before. It's up to us. So please, think about it, talk about it, and support us. With those levies, operating levies, we can make it and keep our city moving. I thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Councilwoman Tony Jones, District 2.
Good evening, everybody. One of the reasons why we wanted to get in touch with the state rep, was that the state has well, they're not in a deficit. $800 million surplus. Most of this came from the cuts that were made to not just Maple Heights. Anybody that touches our borders, even those that don't, such as East Cleveland. And what we wanted to do is call them on it and say, hey, have you tried to see if you could get us back some of the money that you cut? All of the suburbs that are, and cities that are suffering. And wouldn't it be great if we could get all the mayors and all the councils from all these little suburbs that are hurting just as much as we are to come together and to approach this person and say, you represent us, just like we represent you. Can you cut us a break? We don't have any place else to go except in your pockets. Isn't that fair? Am I happy that my fire station shut down? No. Am I happy that you know the chief is under so much stress that he has to quit? I'm tired. Okay, I clarify that.
She's got a lot more years yet.
I know, you're too young. I'm tired. I don't know what to tell you, but you know what? We need the air laundry. I mean, we need to do it. And on tape or not on tape, with an audience here or not, we're pretty much to wit's end. We have been meeting a lot. I'm sorry that we can't get in touch with people about what we're trying to do, but usually and this is a really bad example. 9/11 brought everybody together. We have our own little mini crisis going on here, and we need to bring everybody together. It doesn't matter if you're for the levy, if you're against the levy, if you want the cameras, if you don't want the cameras. You want to stay in your city, and you want this to be a good city. And we need to at least have that as a common goal. We could have differences. Everybody has their own opinions. We're offering levies and we're offering certain things because we're at our wits' end. We don't know what else to do. Money has to come from somewhere, and it's not coming from God, it's not coming from the clouds, and it's not coming from the state. And I don't want it to go, come out of my pocket any more than yours. But we don't know basically what else to do. So Councilman Trojansky says there will be a finance committee meeting on the 28th, which is a Monday, here. We're not going to have our, or we probably will have our fiscal plan in order by then. We need you to come and hear about it. We need you to ask questions. And this is not a final plan either. We have to make a 5-year plan. We need to have a narrative, a plan, and a forecast. So the forecast is for 5 years. Each year we have to show how much money we are going to generate and how much of a deficit we may have to carry over into next year. We need ideas. Council came up with ideas, and we emailed the finance director. We have to put dollar amounts on them. Some of them could happen quickly, some of them are going to take some time. And a lot of them that I came up with is going to need help from you guys, and not from your pockets either. It's from your brains and from driving around and being active in your communities. That's what we need to have. We need people to get together. Egg on that neighbor to pick up the litter, make the houses look nicer. I'm sending letters, actually I'm hand delivering letters in my district, and some of you have heard this already. Just telling people thank you for keeping up their homes. Putting that little extra touch, a little extra mulch, buying a little plant and putting it on a pot on the porch, that's nice. And I always hear, well, what about the house down the street? Well, we don't know what the condition is inside that property. We don't know why it took that long for the house to go as bad as it looks right now. And it could be a financial situation, but it might be somebody that needs to have some help. And that's where we need to come in. And on the other hand, it might be somebody that just doesn't care. And that's where the city comes in. We need to keep our property values up. We will overcome whatever's going to happen. And we're going to survive. It might take a couple of years. But we're still going to be Maple Heights, and we're still going to be here. So we need to have, some encouragement from you all, and we need to encourage you also, because, strip away the councilmatic badge or whatever, we're still residents, we still live here, and we still vote, and we still care. And I'm very impressed with all the people that came out today because you all care, because you're here. And unfortunately, we're not probably telling you what you want to hear because we don't have all the information that's available to let you know what's going on right now. But you feel free to come to our meetings. They're all here. There will probably be one Tuesday and Wednesday next week at the Senior Center, starting at 6 o'clock. Come and hear what we talk about and what we argue about, what we stand for, what we have to cut, what we don't want to cut. So I would appreciate that. One thing I am going to just speak to really quick, well actually before I forget, there will be a meeting on July 18th if anybody is interested. It's going to be a Housing and Economic Development Committee meeting that I'm chair of. This Friday at 5:30 in room 7, and we are going to revisit some of the rental registration ordinance, and we're going to have the, hopefully the building commissioner with us, so we could take that out of committee and put it back on its reading for the ordinances. If anybody has any suggestions to help us get the word out to people, we're all ears. We don't have a newspaper. Some of us have day jobs, and that's not an excuse, but that's my excuse. I really try to get to as many people as I can, but you know what? Sometimes people just don't care. If your trash is picked up, and if the police come when they do, and the fire truck comes when they do, and the street looks kind of presentable, most people don't even know what's going on. And when they find out, they're shocked. But those are the kind of people we need to get involved. And to the mayor's point, when people are more upset about fireworks not going off, and instead of a fire station that's been closed that affects so many people, that's scary. And what's even scarier is that fire stations in my district, I did not get one call. And maybe because people don't know about it yet, could be a reason. But to me, I thought that we were all gonna be out there and putting up our signs and picketing and keeping that station open. So I was really surprised. So that's a shocker on my part. And since I'm just rambling on, I will end my report and you can hear from Councilman.
Thank you, Tony. We have two more reports, and I know it's getting late, but if you could give them the courtesy of listening. Thank you. Councilman Zaffarati, District 3.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a quick note to Chief Dursick. You did do a good job, and you should be proud of what you've done. And there are no doubts about the job that you've done over the years, and thank you for your services. And good luck in retirement. Don't be a stranger. Huh? Yeah, I know, Linda won't let you, so I'll see her on. Also wanted to thank the police, Chief Papalarczyk, if you could thank your men for arresting that burglary suspect. I'm kind of hoping that those are tied into other issues that we've had in District 3 over the summer, and I know a lot of residents would be very pleased if they are connected, and if you could tell me if they are. Thank them for their hard work, and I appreciate it. Excuse me, I appreciate that very much. And on a lighter note, I also wanted to say to Andrew over here that the library looks very nice. They did a good job, and we have a big blue nightlight out there. So, and it's not annoying or anything, it's the perfect color, and it does bring out everything in the building that they've done. So, good job. End of the report.
Thank you, Anthony. I will try to be quick and just clean up just a couple of comments that I have. By the time we get to me, most of these folks have said what is in my mind and my thoughts as well. But Alex did mention that we were thinking about, now that the library is up and running, to book some time so that residents can have the opportunity to come in and listen to various, we can have council people, we can have folks that are just interested in talking about their viewpoints. We could have department people who would be interested in coming in and having a question and answer series. And this we will book as soon as perhaps September, October, so that we'll have an opportunity to meet and greet as a community. And I think that the advisory committee would be a good time to bring that forward as well. So that's the plan, to keep you all informed. The other thing is that you may or may not know that we do have a new employee in the mayor's office who is working valiantly on the city website. The city website is difficult to maneuver, but he is really working to get it up and running, and that will be a wonderful place for you to log in, library or your own computer, and find out what's going on. That will be agendas, legislation, and what's going on in the city. Hopefully, he's working on it, and we'll announce it when the baby's born, I guess. The other thing is the neighborhood news. Our reporter is really very, very good. Neighborhood news is also online. She gets a tape, and occasionally she will also get information. This is the tape right here. She will get that after every one of our meetings. And if you notice this last meeting, she did a whole series of our series, and she kind of bundled it all up and made sense out of it. She's very good at what she does. She reports and is, I think, perhaps most fair, and it gives everybody a little bit of space. So get an opportunity, take a look at the neighborhood news, and it's a free paper. So it's in various places, drugstores, Mark's, City Hall. I'm not sure where, library, yes, library, yes, right. And yes, Andrew magnificent job at the library is, and you actually have books. I'm so happy. Yes, I'm very happy. And the children's area is to die for. The children have got to be in heaven with that. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place. McDonald's is on its way. Started on Monday. Those of you that have asked about that. Okay. Also, in talking about the two levies that we have on, Kathy has devised a chart, and if you'd like to pick up the chart, you'll know exactly the evaluation of your house, how much you would be expected to pay in addition to what you already are paying. And lastly, I have to commend the chief. He has been the most loyal, the most attentive. He has come to every single meeting we have ever had. He's sleeping right now, but he comes to planning and zoning, he comes to committee meetings, he comes to, I don't care what the meeting is, Chief Dursick will be there because he wants to be involved, he wants to know, and he wants to be a part of what's going on. I'm really going to miss him. But you can come back for meetings. It's been a pleasure, and you're not done yet. And with that, since there's no more business coming before this council, this meeting is adjourned at 8:15.